All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got a lot going on today. A lot of people have said a lot of things going on. All right, for one, we're going to start. There's another mass shooting, and that's over. I think JLR is the only one covering it right now. It just happened, supposedly. So we are going to take a look at that real quick. All right, let's check that out over there. Oh, JLRs. I'll post the chat. Has anyone else's YouTube messed up or changed? All right, let's go there. Let's see what we got going here. Let's post it here like that. We're just checking it out, JLR. I posted your channel in my chat, and let's post it in the description. All right, let's hit the volume here and see what's going on over at JLR's. Not much. It's been quiet. It's been pretty quiet.
Magnolia, if you could make me bigger, I just want to share this right here. Just the massive amount of people. I'm gonna hold this phone up. Maybe we can see it this way.
Wow.
Or I'll send it over. This was just like this. This is crazy. Just look at the amount of people there. Look at this. Look at that. That was this evening. Holy smokes, folks. Look at that. Look how many people were there. When the shots broke out sometime during the course of this.
Wow. There's big tents there.
This is insane.
Then there's one tent that says A.
My goodness. I keep
that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
It's only like a 20-minute clip, 20-second clip. That is insanity, folks. That's a lot of people there. If I can get more information.
All right, so the title is Active Shooter, Lincoln
University Homecoming.
Massive Casualties, Pennsylvania. Wow. Bobby dipped in dog poop.
I mean, we're talking a lot of people there. This was on TikTok here.
Well, what are they all doing there in the first place?
But it's just a massive amount of people there. Look at that. Look at that crowd. Oh, my goodness. That is insane. The amount of people there. That is insanity, folks. We put the scanner back up.
Wow. All right, so we got that going on, right? We got that going on over at JLR's. Let me shut that down. All right, what else we got going on? Well, we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Let's check this out on YouTube here real quick. Right, now let's titles, the thumbnails to these. Right, breaking news. Trump's holding up a something he signed into bill or whatever, but this says breaking news. We're broke. We're broke. Well, yeah, well, you know, the American people are broke, probably. These people, probably not. I do want to thank Mr. Elon Musk, because Mr. Elon Musk already approved my $89 million for me. And it expires in 10 minutes. But I'm making this video to let Mr. Musk know. I'm going to put that in my description. Thank you, sir, for the $89 million. And you know what I'm going to do with that, sir? I'm going to continue to use that for the benefit of mankind and humanity. Numerous things we're going to do. Numerous things. But thank you, sir, for that. Let's see what else we got going on. Of course, we all know America is broke. Let's see what else we got here. I know there was something else I was looking at, which was pretty crazy. Here we go. And this tells the truth. I wanted to play this anyways. I want to show this anyways. And this is Tucker Carlson. And here is the thumbnail, which is pretty spooky. It's pretty spooky if you ask me. All right, there's the thumbnail. Let me see if I can't go over here. Where am I? Right here. I probably can't, can I? I probably can't. Let me see.
The outcast, but that's where he found people.
All right, so there's the thumbnail, the devil or whatever, some kind of a demonic thing. But I want to check some of this video.
The outcast.
We're going to go live like this with that. Yeah.
And then obviously people get this relationship. They all want to teach other people it. And God says get together in groups. That's great. But Christ didn't try to go get the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the priest class to join him. He said their minds were closed. He went to the prostitutes and the tax collectors and the robbers and the thieves because they were already outcast. But that's where he found people that were already under evil's control but weren't arrogant about it, who were looking for a way out. And so, I mean, I think that's really is a spiritual relationship.
Let's start this over.
At Skill, innovation has always powered us. And now
these creatures show up that look like court gestures or space aliens, different things, and say, there are too many humans. You need to wipe out the population. Then you'll become gods. It's the same message. And they've had groups of people. They've done studies.
You need to wipe out. You need to kill people so you can become God.
Yes, you need to depopulate and you need to transcend.
Do you know people who've heard that message?
Oh, absolutely. They've had whole groups and studies that have had group hallucinations of this.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not the most spiritually sensitive person. I'm hardly a theologian. But if some demon is telling you to kill people so you can become God, like, we can say that's bad, right?
Absolutely. And the people that then, you're talking about tech heads who, microdose and are big in hallucinations and big into hallucinogenics. When they get more advanced and deep into it, and then most of them have talked about this, then the things start giving them more ideas and explaining the system they're going to build, the AI, the takeover, and this new species, and how, again, you're going to transcend death. And so we've all got to have a larger question there. So they say the devil's greatest trick was convincing the world he didn't exist. I think that's his second biggest trick. I think convincing the world that good doesn't exist is the devil's biggest trick.
Yes. Can you flat? I think that I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, but
I would say I agree with that. Right? His biggest trick was deceiving the people that he's not real. His number's not real. He's not real. It was all made up or whatever. But yeah, that's probably what it is. No, I'm not. This ain't a stream that I'm streaming YouTube. It's over with. It's a regular video. Let's take that down. Heads up, you are streaming belongs to someone else. It might have been JLR. Got me with a whammy dammy. But from what I can tell, this whole thing is pretty much real. Now, I didn't want to say this, but CIA just came out with a report. I seen the video yesterday. The CIA came out with a report. They sent people into this organization, to these businesses, to movie business, music, everywhere, to study this witchery, sorcery stuff that's going on with America. And the report was done and it was put out, and they're saying it's real. And that's probably what our problem is in this country and on this earth, probably. So being that they're saying, well, the devil's greatest trick was deceiving the people that he wasn't real. Well, yeah, sure. I believe. Yeah, sure. 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 Yeah. Why? I mean, it makes sense, right? Because if you know who the devil is, well, you know you're not going to cut deals with him. You'll know who he is. You'll sense him. You'll see him. You'll smell him, right? So of course he don't want you to know who he is. He ain't real. It's all no. Well, they can't say he's not real because if they say he's not real, well, then the whole Bible, the whole thing, the whole crooping, cropping, croping, gloping ain't real, folks. And it was all a mass hallucination. A mass deceiving. The devil, maybe. People in power, maybe. They become so rich and powerful, they've actually become what the Bible said, gluttons. They're lusters. They're many things. And I think why the devil gets so much power is because he's in control of the earth, on earth, right? So people don't want to die, so they sell their souls. But now here's the thing: they've taken where you're using your talent you were given from God, whatever your business, whatever it is. If you make a lot of money, whether you're an engineer, movie star, whatever. That's your occupation. They take that. Wow, look, he's this and that. He's got a lot of money. He sold his soul to the devil. Well, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to hate these things of this world we live on. I don't know if that's true or not, but all right, let's get back to a little bit of Mr. Alex Jones and Mr. Tucker.
You know that you're telling the truth right now. Can you?
Well, convincing us that there isn't anybody good and that you don't have power and that it's all over and we are the Borg, you will be assimilated. The biggest trick is hopelessness when we're promoting truth and justice and honor, and we can't just dial into demons and fallen angels. We can also dial into God and get that message. But you first have to recognize that good and evil exist.
Yes.
And once you recognize that we are ethereal beings, that we are just manifesting ourselves in the third dimension, that all these people that are even atheists have these near-death experiences that come back with the same message. I mean, I personally in my life, have had so many times where I'm literally told something and it comes true and it just comes from God. And so I know this is real. We are a lot more complex than just what our eyes and ears and taste and touch pick up. And when you really actually study the globalists, none of them are atheists. They're into the occult.
Exactly.
And they believe they're interfacing, even at
all right, it keeps saying I'm streaming somebody, but no one is live. They're videos that are over with. So why does it keep popping that up? But anyways, all right. So Mr. Alex Jones and Tucker are saying there's a higher being, some kind of a higher above, whatever, and the devil is using people or whatever. And, it's the same old thing. We all know the story of the Bible, the devil, witches, CIA. I'm shocked that I seen that video today, that the CIA has done an investigation on this and sent people in undercover or whatever, to learn, to see what was going on. And I guess it's a real thing. Now, it might not be real, right? Now, they might sacrifice people. That's true. Kill people, yes. But the magic part, I don't know. I don't even know if the devil has that kind of power. I'd have to look it up again. See. But, you know, the world's gone crazy, folks. All you could do is hunker down. I guess Trump, a lot of people are pissed because Trump tore down more of the East Wing than what he said he was going to. That's upsetting a lot of people, but I don't know. You know, why couldn't they just redo the inside of the East Wing that they had and turn it into a ballroom? Probably would have been cheaper, but or added on to the East Wing. I don't know. But the world's gone pretty crazy. And now we got Halloween coming up. That's supposedly this witching hour. Although these witches and goblins and whatever they are, demons, they just won't leave us alone. But we keep going. We keep pushing on. But these are serious topics that are going on in the world. Is America broke? I have a feeling we've been broke for many years. You know, are the people suffering? Yes, I told you. And if anyone suffers, it's going to be the citizens, right, across the board. Politicians ain't going to suffer. The citizens are suffering. Yes, I shot the tariff, and that's because the only ones that are paying for the tariff are the American people. You know, China don't care about the tariff that we have in America because they know the American people are paying for it. That's what a tariff is, right? They have to pay more to sell their goods in America. Okay, so what do they do to compensate that? They raise the prices of their product to get that money. So who pays for that? The American people. No one else. China people ain't paying for it. Why? Because Chinese people don't buy too much stuff from America. They create it themselves. They create their own wealth. You know? They don't buy too much stuff in America or in China from America. Not like we buy things that are essential here in America because they're cheap. TVs, tires, well, used to be tires. You know, household goods that we don't produce, but other countries do for us. You hit them with tariffs, and they have to pay more. So, in order to compensate, so they still make a profit at the end of the year, they raise the prices of their goods. Therefore, the American people, and maybe even the Chinese people, are paying more for American stuff. You know, depending on what they buy there or what we sell there, maybe. But who's in both ends? Who is losing out? The American people, the citizen. You know, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see if we, if we get a check in the mail. But as you can see that I was showing you there, Elon set aside $89 million for me to use on, well, to save the world, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my best. I don't need all that money, but I'm going to take most of it. And the rest, give it away and help, charity, homes, something to try and save the world or do something good for mankind. I know this much. I'm not sending it overseas. So, ixnay on that. This was a contract between me and Elon for $89 million that was set aside for me. That I swore will not go overseas. It'll only be used for things here in America. I'm sorry. We got to save the world. That's just the way it is. I got too many kids to feed. From what Google said. So let me see what Debbie's saying. They are opening food banks. People will need help with food. Well, they're taking all the food away, and the government don't care, Debbie. Debbie was telling me earlier today, can you believe what they're doing? No, I can't. They're starving America. They're going to play it and put it on the politicians. Well, if they only would have signed that bill, 17 million people would have lived and not starved to death. But, it's bad enough we don't even get the stamps that these people should be getting. Like I told you folks, I'm not going to lie to you because I have nobody in my pockets, see? So the only one that's going to pay for all of this mess is the American citizens. The only ones that are going to be richer than dogs is these people that we hire. And then they turn around and tell you, you're not the boss. Right? And we're running into a lot of businesses that I owned around here where these punks that muscled in, right? They muscle in. It's like a mob or something, muscling in on your property or your home or your business. And you just get so fed up with it, you leave, right? You let them take it. Debbie says, well, let's see. Glenn Davis, you'll be good at doing ASMR because you are putting me to sleep. Well, Glenn Davis, you don't have to listen. There's plenty of other channels that you can go to and just sit around and complain. But that's the problem with our world today. I'm poor, have nothing. But you don't see me complaining about these YouTube channels, do you? Nah. Debbie's right, though, on some of that stuff. But Debbie, when will America learn? Probably when it's up in flames. And everybody's going, oh, my God, I can't believe it. And aliens are flying around. Then people probably will listen. But till then, I'm a nobody. I'm certainly not God. And I'm not the devil. So thank God for that, because both of them jobs probably are tough. Glenn Davis. Glenn. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I'm going to give you some time out to think about that. Now, where were we? Yes, the world is going to burn. This is true. Bad things are going to happen. This is true. Does it have anything to do with us? No. But being that we're on this rock with these idiots, everyone suffers. Yeah. The poor, the weak, me, you, everyone pretty much. Unless you got millions of dollars, then, and even millions, these people are like, I got a couple million. I'm rich. You're not rich. Oh my God. When will you learn? You're not rich. Even if you had a million, you're not rich anymore. It's 2025. Million ain't rich. $1 million is not rich no more. It used to be. Right? You hear people, he's a millionaire. Yeah. Big money back then, but today, millions of nothing. Thanksgiving will be tough, and so will Christmas. Yep. It's already tough for us people on disability or Social Security. But see, in this country, they're psycho. They know they're killing people, but they blame it on inflation. They blame it on others. I'm predicting probably 20 million people gone from starvation within the next 3-4 years. Now they know it's going to happen in America. But do they look too worried to you on the TV? No. Debbie said that the Rock might be running. Do you smell what the Rock's got cooking? I sure do. A bunch of crack cocaine, and we don't want it in our White House. Beat it. I'm really sorry, Dwayne, but not today, Satan. Now, Debbie said she might. Debbie said she might throw a vote for him. Yeah. And that's exactly what they're hoping you do, is they put these big name people that got a lot of money in your face thinking they know how to run things, how to do things. And we're going to be right in. America ain't going nowhere for a long time. Well, it ain't even America no more. They can't get up enough gonads to tell you folks that the American government, that these people have spent so much of the American citizens' money that they think the American citizens are going to give up their lands and property to pay the debt that these government people have been spending. We're already in a hole, and now they want to give all this money to the government and the military and everything. That's what everyone's complaining about. They're sitting there scratching their heads going, are you nuts? That's what they're saying about Trump. Where's this money coming from? Is my question. That's what I'm asking. These people, we got people losing everything, and he's giving these raises he's cutting jobs, he's doing this, he's doing that. I mean, we voted for him, but now it's just obvious something ain't right. I'm not going to say anything because it's obvious. They'll kill you. I mean, it's if between the demons, the demonic shit that they're conjuring up, that they're using as weapons, this demonic stuff and them conjuring up the devil and Quasimodo and all this shit is being used to kill people. That's a proven fact. CIA already come out with the information that this stuff is real, and we might be going back to the 1800s and impaling and killing people with stakes through the heart and burning these broads by a telephone pole. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. CIA has already come out with the files. They've already come out with this information. You can't hide it now. Now it's out in the public. Now you're going to have mass murders because these people are going to say everyone's a witch. Everybody's a goblin, goblin, globin. You got something to say? I sure do. This is crazy. It's better to burn out. It sure is. Vlad the Impaler. Well, she's right. Debbie, you're right. But I think it's just time for me to hook up with a little lady. And I'm done with this world. I'm going to take my toys and I'm out of here. You people are so crazy. So many lies. I mean, I can't believe what they tried to do. Poison me, all kinds of stuff. Uh, God forgives. I don't. But that's not my job to. That's God's job. You know, the world's going to get a lot uglier, folks. Right? These people are just so stubborn, so corrupt, even within our own families, friends, even this little town. Uh, these people are literally. Thank God we had people in town watching these people. We might have to shut down a couple of these businesses. We might have to shut down a couple of these churches. They're saying this cult or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. God does, right? Jesus and God. They got all the answers. I don't. I'm an idiot. Yo, Miss ATS News. We're talking about all the madness. We got another mass shooting going on. We were just watching JLR over there. We're talking about the CIA that just put out the documentation that they've been investigating witchery and sorcery for a decade now. And the file is out, and it's real. These witches have been playing with our man root, and I'm not happy with them. Not one bit. And these sorcerers. Glenn Davis said Debbie Fox is the one that's been playing with my man root, stealing it and giving it to her lover because my man root was 8 feet long. That's all right. I believe you. Debbie Fox also told Glenn to kiss his grits. So we got a lot going on in America. Even in this small little town, everywhere has gone corrupt. I'm having some peanut butter fudge graham cracker cookies and some tea. United States, you gypped me out of a lot. Satan, you owe me a lot of money and a lot of health, and we've come to collect. Just so happens, I'm in the United States. Just so happens that you're the only ones I can get my hands on. So you're going to pay the bill. You're going to rebuild me, and you're not going to name another boulevard after me. And you're not going to give me another. You see, we gave him a boulevard, a street. You ain't killing me. Deep State already gave the okay to take you folks out. That's what they're working on. Glenn Davis, 42, hit the like, and we will let you stay. Nah, I don't need anybody. See, I didn't get on YouTube to be somebody. I was already somebody. I was already an idiot before I got on YouTube. I didn't need YouTube to help me at all. But I can tell you this much. We're taking out many people. They're not reporting on it because the death toll is so high. I hear there's masons hanging from trees and Odins and vandaliers and chandeliers. I guess they needed to light the place up so they can see. I guess they're hanging from tree. They're calling it a human tree. All in revenge of the 28 or 33 people that were killed down there down south. I've heard that they brought back the preacher man who is still alive. Everyone thought he was dead. And he was the guy that would kill these gang members, and he would cut the tattoo. He would skin the bodies. So no one knew what gang they belonged to. And he just left bodies everywhere. Everywhere. They called him the preacher man. Yeah, that's a true story. A lot of people thought I was joking. I'm like, no, that's a true story. There was actually a guy that got rid of thousands and thousands of people out of gangs. He'd go around and kill them, carve their body up and leave their body back on their turf. They called him the preacher man. Yeah, so the world's gone crazy. Thank God we stocked up on weapons and other things, right? Yeah, it's just gone crazy. What's going to happen? They're just going to drive everybody nuts, and everybody's going to go crazy. But we're trying to say, we're trying to get it under control, because Congress and Senate just ain't doing their jobs, right? The president is only allowed to do so much. It's a 3-part system that was put in place like that, just in case you had somebody come in and go rogue and start killing American people. I mean, they've already been doing that for 20 years. But I mean, that's exactly what this 3-part system was put in place for: Congress, Senate, and the White House. The White House just couldn't do things without getting the okay from Congress and Senate. And it's just gone crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. Our own military, our beloved Mother Green and the butt kicking machine, might just grow a set of nads itself and say enough with the politicians and just say, we are the people, and just go crazy on them. And then we'll play Heart. Yeah, the song, the song Heart. Crazy on you. Dunk, tick a dunk, take a dunk, tick down, down. You all know that song. Crazy on you. Yeah, that one. But it's become so demonic where they've used witchery, sorcery, magic, where I don't even sound myself. I don't even look myself. People are like, I cannot believe it. I'm like, yeah. This demonic stuff that they're sending us, the smoke that they're calling. You don't want none of this smoke. No, we don't. Because we do if it's cannabis. But if it's that stuff you're sending, like demonic demon or whatever, we start coughing and going crazy. They're attacking our chakra, our throat chakra, our eye chakra, our ear chakras, because they don't want us to speak, see, or hear. Like the monkeys. Like them 3 monkeys, them 3 wisdom monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And what is the evil? Tell them the truth that they're evil. Don't you dare say that. You can't say that. I just did. Debbie, you're going to be eating MRIs? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Well, we're going to be eating humans here soon. Some people are saying we've already been eating human. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. That's what happens when you have a country that has the freedom of speech. Now everybody is making videos out and just coming up with the most ridiculous stuff. And people are believing it. And like, God, it's written in stone. It must be true. And now you got a whole world of people that are just voicing their opinions. When should they be voicing their opinion? Probably not. Just like, should I be making this video? Should I be talking about this stuff? Probably not. But I am. Why? Well, because that's my freedom. And although I know that my freedom probably will get people killed, Probably my speaking or whatever will get people killed, but that's my freedom. See what Debbie's posting in my chat. My God, they're attacking me with that shit. I can feel it, some demonic witches or something. Jesus, save me in the name of Jesus, amen. Why must it be this way? I don't know. Debbie, ATS News says she only watches BC. She only watches BC. Now, I don't know what that means. Big crowns, big stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me see if I might have my glasses not on right, but I think she said she only watches Big C. We all know what that is. Of course, us men, our minds go straight to bad. Oh my God, Miss ATS News. She didn't have to say that in my chat. My God. You have 2 children already. You don't need 5 more. Yes, I like him too. But the more that comes out, it's like crazy. Well, you're crazy. Who are you to tell him that he's crazy, Deborah? Exactly. Exactly. I bet you watch Big C. Debbie, I bet you watch him. I bet you watch that too, Deborah. There ain't nothing for us white men anymore. Can you folks even hear what I'm saying? Probably not. We got a lot of problems in this country, and it starts not with me. It's been here before me. You people want to go out there. You want to spread lies on me. You want to lie on me. You want to say, Johnny did it. Johnny did it. Johnny did it. It's always Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. But when your shit's in a ringer and your ringer's in a shit, and there ain't nobody can get you out of that asshole that you swam up so far into because you had a brown nose with them so you can get an extra million out of them. You call old Johnny Boy to come get you out of that asshole. And then I got to call Discovery and Parker and get water picks to get your ass out of there because you're impacted so deep into some people's buttholes because you're brown nosing because you want to have another extra million. Well, don't call me because that's who you call when you people are on the deathbeds. But other than that, you don't need me. You only call me when I catch you doing your magic and witchery, or the Father, thy God Almighty King, comes to me and says, these people are using witchery and sorcery. Then I'm somebody, but afterwards I'm nobody. It's almost like these politicians. I'm somebody on voting day, and after voting day, you ain't nobody. And that's the way it is. We're done tired of it. We're sick of it. They're already making videos that they found bodies underneath the White Houses. They were digging up the East Wing. Some people don't even know what's going on there. What the hell is going on? What is that? I don't know. It don't look good. The hell do you mean it don't look good? It looks like bones. It's turn your face. Don't worry about it. It's just old ancient bones. Wouldn't doubt it if we found Hoffa finally. And Trump will get the credit for that. If it wasn't for me tearing up the East Wing, we never would have found Hoffa and so many others. So many others. Well, thank you, Mr. Trump. How did you know? That's suspected to me. Well, that's what I'm thinking. We might find Marilyn Monroe. Who knows? No offense, Mr. Kennedy. Yes. I seen the size of the ballroom, Deborah. Yes. And it would have been smaller, right? Because we were only supposed to tear down so much, but Trump got a bright idea that he was going to drive the excavator that day and accidentally took down 4 main walls. And now we had to rip down the whole entire east wing. And now who knows what we're going to find underneath there? Probably Godzilla. Now we got nuclear weapons underneath there. We got launch pads and everything. What are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with them? They're supposed to open up where the East Wing was in case we were ever attacked. Millions of nuclear weapons were supposed to induce and flow out like lava. Now what? Now what? That's what I thought. Now we need another 200 million just to move all the wiring and electronics and nukes. It reminds you of AC/DC's song, Debbie Fox. AC/DC's Big Balls. I wouldn't doubt it. No, we have to have this White House. I don't care if 350 million people have to starve. This must be ready by next spring so we can have a freak off. They're saying Diddy will be out by then. As we speak right now, millions of gallons of baby lotion are being shipped to the White House. All covered under great tarps. What is that? Shut up. Cover that up. You didn't see nothing. Look like a bunch of, it said P. Diddy baby oil on the cover. You seen nothing. You're fired. It is just crazy. Now, by the time we're done, there will just be a small piece of, it'll just be a cornerstone of the original White House. It'll all be Trumpified. You won't even be able to look at the White House without sunglasses, with all the gold on the outside. And we gave them the okay. I don't care how much it takes. 300 billion, quillion, trillion. I want to be able to look at the White House and go blind from all the gold and diamonds. No one will be able to look at the great White House ever again without welding torch goggles. That's right. All compliments of the United States of America's civilians. Yeah. Well, they'll be coming after me next, they're saying. I've heard the videos. I heard people in the background in the Oval Office. Johnny Kramer, that son of a bitch. He just won't go along with the program. Oh, I probably would have if you would have gave me money. That son of a bitch wouldn't do it all what we wanted him to do. I probably would have if you would have gave up the vagina and a couple of $100 million. Hell, 5 million, I would have done it. Then Trump said, "You're never going to go nowhere, Johnny, because you won't sign." Trump even asked me, "Will you sign?" I'm not signing nothing unless I look at it. I'm not going to sign a piece of paper and then I read it and it says, "Guess what? You don't own any testicles no more because we're cutting them off." So I wouldn't sign. Now, if Mr. Trump wants to look at the contract and dispute it and make the deal for me, as long as that deal has money, a beautiful woman, and my testicles intact, and my giant penis again, and all these curses taken off of me and broken for no other family or anyone ever to be cursed by again, then I might sign. Then I might sign. Till then, I'm a free agent. I'm not free, You just can't do whatever you want to me or whatever. I'm not free that way. But I mean, I'm not under any contract. I can do and say and make any movie I want. People are like, you can't do that. I've already done it. You're seeing my greatest work all over the silver screen as it is. The Great John. Don't you know who that is? Probably not. I don't even know who it is. Debbie, you know who it is? She don't know who it is. ATS News? She don't know who it is. Great inventor, the great wizard, the mind of a, I don't know who he is. He's great. Some guy named John, I guess. I don't. But I can tell you this much. I'm tired of being poor. And who knew? All you had to do was break the law and you can become a rich man. Right, my whole life now, I've been Johnny Angel. Sacrificed by all these witches, goblins, and goblins, and sorcerers. These sick people in me, all kinds of madness and everything. Who knew that all I had to do was wipe these people out and I'd have anything I want. No one knew. I didn't know because I was raised to not steal from your own country and your own people and your own family or whatever, but we all do that. You know? We're all guilty of something. Yeah, right. There's another one. Nail him to the cross. There's another one. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Enough of my jibber jabber. Mass shootings going on all over. Madness everywhere. Right? Our own government's trying to kill us now. If not, it's the radicals that they let in. Right? The only thing I can say is I'm happy that all this protesting has gone pretty much calmly, and there hasn't been no buildings burnt down, and no people losing their businesses and stuff like that over fires and riots. But, you know, I can't even speak on that because the government's taken everybody's SNAP away, food stamps or whatever it is. So they're already making videos on YouTube telling people to riot the stores and take whatever you can from the grocery stores and the food pantries. Just go in there and take it all. And now that's social media and the government doing what they do best. Right? Instead of Trump coming out saying, we are not canceling these food stamps. This is all bull crap. Compliments of your social media, YouTube, and all these people. And it's a bunch of lie what these people are saying. And people will continue to get their food stamps. And then people will wake up and go, these people are lying pricks. They're the enemy. They're the terrorists. They're the madman. They're the crazy ones, not us. And you know what? When that happens, then there's probably going to be riots, buildings going boom, and people everywhere. Debbie Fox said, wait till the 1st of November. Then we're all probably going to die by then, Deborah. Yep, Debbie said they're trying to starve the people and the children of America. That's exactly right. you're going to open the doors to illegal activities. People are going to need to eat, so they got to go out. Now they got to kill people, steal, rape, pillage to make money. They're opening the door to it. Some of us don't even get any money, right? Someone like me that's getting $16 or whatever on a government card or whatever they send is baby crap. It's baby crap. Yeah, they'll be targeting people coming out of the stores. Everything is going to go up. Crime, theft, kidnapping, everything. It's going to get so crazy. They're going to make it so crazy where they have to bring in the military, like Trump wants to do. Now, well, we're going to end this video at 1 hour. I don't believe you at first, Johnny, but it's going to happen. We are doomed. Well, I'm already gone. So hopefully you make it to where I am in the light. Go to the light. Can I come back where, Debbie? What's up? No, I didn't leave Earth. I'm still on Earth. I'm trying to find people. The Lord's like, can we find people? Save the Earth. If you can find these people that have done bad. So I've been finding them all. And then the Lord's been taking over. You know, that's what a lot of these people are going, they're turning it into this religious stuff now. They're saying that God did it. Donald Trump, that God did it because everything is under God. So Charlie Kirk, they're saying now, if God didn't want it to be done, it wouldn't have been done. And I think that's just a horrible way of thinking. It's a horrible way of what they're thinking. I do believe they might be testing God. I'm not sure. Yeah, I heard something about Nancy Pelosi being investigated for something now. But it's all part of their gossip, Debbie. It's all gossip. That's all. There ain't nothing. Many people have tried to get rid of Nancy. Nancy was here before Jesus. It's just very scary. Very scary. Well, it's sad, but it might be true. I don't know. I'm already poor. Been poor my whole life. So people are like, oh my God, what are you going to do? I've been poor. I don't know what you're going to live on stamps and any kind of food you can get. You're going to do odd jobs or whatever, even when you're dying, just so you can survive like the rest of us, right? You'll live. Just don't eat the green stuff off of the bread. Take that off. Don't eat anything that smells worse than a coochie, right? Don't eat it. It's not good for you out of the garbage unless you know, right? You're going to look at donut shops. You're going to be eating out of donut shops, garbage cans, right? They're still good. Look at them. Observe them first before you just start eating. There might be mold growing on them. You don't want to eat the moldy ones. You might be sleeping outside of a dumpster outside McDonald's just to survive, to eat. I mean, I've been there. I've been there. Let me see what's going on, what Debbie said. Yes, there's many questions people have, Deborah. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, what are these people going to do with their children? Right now, no one can afford to go to school. Now they're going to pull all their kids out of school. They'll be at home with their parents, maybe who are violent and abusive. And now they're going to be abused all the time. What if they kill their kids because they just can't afford them no more? What would happen? They'll probably give their kids up to family members that might have more money, or they might give them up to adoption agencies or churches or whatever. Right? Some of them might be taken and used for experiments. We've already gone through this, folks. History repeats itself, and that's exactly what's going on today. Magic, witchery, sorcery, little kids missing, uh, talks of sanctuaries being built, uh, mental institutions. Exactly what happened in these other countries back in the olden days. See, history repeats itself. It's up to us to say no. We've already been down this road. We're not going back again. They're a big picture here, and nobody really is looking. Not, yeah. Yeah, we cover the cases all the time where the kids, absolutely nothing. And get whipped, and you can't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's horrifying. It's just horrifying. You would have thought by now, 2025, that mankind and humanity would have came together, right? Why are the civilians fighting? The people are fighting, and supposedly all these presidents talk to each other all the time and are on good terms. How you doing, Donald? Right? Trump's, hey, Putin, how you doing? How's it hanging today? Right? They're all getting along. They're all talking, but it's the people, the civilian, the country that's at war. We hate these people. That it's like a giant program that they program. MK Ultra, ESP, whatever you want to call it. Ain't nothing I can do about it, Deb. All I can do is from what everyone is telling me to do. Even the spirit watchers or whatever they're called. All you can do is sit back and watch this shit show. I'll be perfectly safe. I'll survive it, but you can't do nothing but sit back and watch it happen. It's horrible. Gives us nightmares or whatever. I don't even dream anymore. People are like, don't you dream? Yeah, I dream in reality. But when I sleep at night, I don't have dreams. That part of my brain is gone. Taken out by doctors. Yeah, it's sad. Everything's been taken. Even my dreams, even my morning woodies. Nah, it's just horrible. It's horrible what they did to us. They sacrificed us. You know, some of these people are saying it was your own friends, it was your own family that did this horrible stuff and government. They conspired with the movie companies, the music, everybody to take you out, to get rid of you. I was like, all glory to God. All glory to God. Right? But yeah. Yeah. They possessed these people, the devil. They possessed our family, our society, our everything. Let's see what Debbie Fox is saying. They're building a huge ballroom. Why there are so many other things going on? Yeah. Well, a lot of people said that $200 million uh, would have fed or housed a lot of people. But you know, the White House is old. Actually, it's way underdated. Uh, you know, but that's the White House we want you to see. The new White House that we have is very top secret. No one knows about it. There's only so many of us that know about it. They are building a huge ballroom, but a government shutdown. Yeah. Well, what does that tell you, Debbie? What does that tell you? Yeah, that's what it tells you right there. Is you know, people are starving, people are dying. The healthcare system that the government put in place actually is stealing and ripping people off. Uh, there's someone out there who's got better teeth, better eyes, better coverage than us, right? Of course, it's our coverage, but we're not getting it. Someone else's. Uh, you know, these people are even getting giant penis operations. Where I just can't believe it. Like, how am I supposed to pay for this? I mean, how am I supposed to pay for all this stuff? I don't know. I need more tea. Yeah, Halloween 2 is on American Movie Channel. Saturday Night Live is on. Ocean 12. Lord of the Rings. My God, Lord of the Rings. How many years are they going to play this? Well, you know, they're trying to tell you folks what's happening. And if you can't tell by the movies that are being made, right? It's almost like watching The Simpsons. They make all these movies about this Lord of the Rings and magic and sorcery and all that because it's real. That's what they believed in another country. Yeah. But it came to America because that country discovered America. That's why the other countries still there are laughing at us. Yeah, because it's real. Well, like England and London, they had the Great Merlin. They had the dragons, the Great Merlin, the sorcerer, King Arthur. They had witches and all that stuff. And that's what they believed in. Well, that culture discovered America, right? And well, they didn't discover it. They created the system. Was from the Brits that came here and started colonizing or whatever, and created this big thing and took over everything. So, yeah, is it really America? Not really. I ain't voting for shit no more. No, little Debbie, I'm voting for a woman to shack up with over the winter. That's what I'm voting for. But anything else, no, I'm not voting for nothing. There's nothing I can do. That's the only thing I can do. Is maybe buy a prostitute for over the winter. Can you rent a prostitute for 4 months? I don't know. Let's try. We'll go down in the Guinness Book of World Records. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video. I might come back with a fire tonight. I'm not sure. Maybe a fire tonight. Maybe not. I don't know. It's chilly out tonight. We had our first freeze this morning. I woke up and there was frost over everything. The ground, the houses. Only on the west side. Over here on the east side of it wasn't, but the west side was. It was like a curtain that came down and froze that side. Kept us nice and warm on this side. Now, like I said, I might be back with a fire tonight. If not, oh well, yeah. You just take one day at a time, folks. That's all you can do. Try and watch your money. Don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. And that'll be, I don't know. That's all I can say. Debbie's going to vote for The Rock. Well, there's your first troubles, Debbie. There's your troubles right there. None of these people know anything about politics or anything. Why would they be in office? Is my question. I'm trying to tell these people the White House is fake. You do understand that, right, folks? You do look at other countries and you do realize that their presidents were born and raised in taking care of countries and people, and they weren't movie stars. They weren't famous before they were presidents. I don't understand it. I don't know. They're not real estate agents and stuff like that. You know, they're we're the only country that has that much freedom where we vote people in. If if a murderer ran for presidency and had enough votes, they'd be president. If they had the right people backing them and enough money and the votes, they would be president. Here is your president, Mr. Blankety Blank, serial killer, killed more people than the plague. The new president of the United States. People would, yeah. She ain't voting for John Cena. Debbie, none of them know anything about it. No, just because they have a lot of money does not mean that they're going to make the right calls or judgment. Do you know President Trump didn't understand at first what the tariffs would do? He still don't understand it. He thinks that it's hurting China, but it's not. It's only hurting the American people. It's only the American people that are suffering because we got to. He picks these countries that it's like we need them the most because we get all of our stuff cheap. That's where all the poor people get their cheap stuff is from China and everything, and these other countries, right? You take that out, and now what does the poor people have? Well, not too much. Not too much. TVs and stuff. You'd never be able to afford a TV if it wasn't for China setting the market of producing TVs dirt cheap. You'd have to have $20,000, $30,000 to buy a TV, an American-made TV, probably 10 grand, 20 grand. Now, they make TVs that cost that much, but I would never buy one, even if I was a millionaire. I know I've been $20,000 TV. And you're lucky to have it 5 years of that. It'll be blown up, burnt out, or whatever. Why? Well, because there's not enough technicians to fix them. People throw them away. They throw them away. And a technician today to work on stuff is, when you got less people to do the job, you got a high demand. Therefore, they set their own price. I'll fix your TV for $300. It only cost me $250. No. Go buy another one. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the way they set things up. But in the end of it, who's the sucker all the way to the end? The American citizen, the working man, the poor, the weak. We're gonna change your life. It's gonna be great as they're sacrificing us, killing us. I gotta make some more tea. I'll be right back. I gotta put some more tea. Don't kill me. I'm just a honky and a YouTuber. All right, I got some tea going. All right, I think I'm going to end this video. I might be back with a fire, maybe. Just chilling, talking, chatting. Debbie, is there anything else you want to say? No, Debbie, I'm not going to vote for The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I'm not voting for John Cena. And I'm not voting for Psycho, the mini wrestler. Get it out of your head, woman. No. I'm not voting for them to be president. Any of the micro wrestlers or any of the WWE, WWF wrestlers. No. Get it out of your head. No, I will be back. Maybe not. Who knows? Have a great night. I want to thank everyone for stopping in. Debbie Fox, ATS News, the Green Hornet, or whoever he was, George Davison or whatever his name was. He came in. He was a short stay. He got kicked out. I want to thank everybody out there that realized I was being sacrificed, killed, stolen from, ripped off, raped, whatever you want to call it. I want to thank you folks out there that's seen it. You are witnesses testifying of the evil that this world has done to me. Amen. All glory goes to God. Now, I'm going to end this. I might be back with a fire. Debbie, thank you for stopping in, Miss ATS News, all the rest of you. Have a great night. God bless you all. All glory goes to God. And I refuse to vote for Psycho, the micro wrestler. Don't get mad. Girl, don't go away. Nah. No. And have a good night. God bless you all.